Hello and welcome to my next tutorial. In this tutorial I want to show you how you can convert WoW models with in-game animation. In that case, Henry asked me if I can help him, if I can convert this model here. I'm gonna open it now. You go here into Max or in any further version, you will find there something called import. Then you search for the model itself. He sent me the model in the folder. That means here is the model itself, T-pose, and that's the animations. I'm gonna show you how you can convert to animation in this tutorial. In your case, you can animate as much animation as you want. Wait, give me a sec. I need to close Discord. So, well, let's start to import the model, the T-pose model of it. No, just apply that setting like I have right now. So I hope you can see it, and then you make sure you have here add an update animation, and here no animation in that case for the T-pose model. That's gonna take a while to load. So still takes a while. And what we have to do now after we import this model is to optimize it. There you will see many useless bones, and we need to separate the mesh for a better convert. And later, as you know, in MDLYS you can only have, I don't know if it's 3000 vertex, or better say polygons, or is it 3000 free angles. I don't know, one of both, but we need to optimize it that you can use it in game. So first of all, as you can see, it's here, that's the front view, and it look in the wrong direction. That means we're gonna rotate it into the right direction. Just right click here, take rotate, make sure you select it all, and then rotate it into the right direction like that. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do now is delete the useless things from that model. That means when we gonna click here at the first point, move it to the right like that. As you can see, there is a bone chain or more bones when you click, make it down here. Wait, I'm gonna close it, and when you open it up, there are many bones inside. They are connected to nothing. Just delete them by double click here or select it here like that and click on delete. Then the next one, I just double click on it, move it out, delete it. The moving out is important for us to see if it's connected to the mesh or the model, or better say the model itself. So when I double click that and moved it out, that's also that also need to be deleted. These are shoulder pads. You don't need them for the animation. You can convert them separately and apply it to the model after you're done with converting the animations. So, and what we have to do now is taking a look, select these bones, move them around. They don't have any function. So then we have the main bone here and many bones here. That means we're gonna click through. I think all of them are connected to nothing. Yes. Move them around. You can select them by select the first one, hold shift, click on the last one, and we'll select all, then delete them. So then we have to go through the hierarchy. That's the bones here, how they are connected from from outside to inside. So when you look through, that's the bone for the upper body. That's the bone for the underbody, for the lower body here. So, and what we have to do now, I just move them and undo them by clicking STRG or CTRL and Z. And what we have to do now is we're going to go through and take a look which bone is connected to something or which not. That means I'm going to select the first bone, move it outside. As you can see, nothing follows. Then I'm going to click to the next one, move it outside, nothing follows. Here as well. Here as well. Just make sure you're going to click at one bone, move it around. I think all of them are not connected to something. Let's move them around. Yes. And that one is also not connected. So they are all outside for us that we can select them and delete them like that. So we're gonna open it up again to the next part. Let's move that one out. Same, connected to nothing. And let's take a look here. I'm gonna select them all, move them out. Everything connected to nothing. That means we don't need them. Move that one out, connected to nothing as well. And here connected to nothing as well. So then delete them. So open it up again. And let's take a look here. What's that? That's for the head bone. The head bone here. The head bone had many things as well. Now we need to take a look if everything that's connected to nothing connected to nothing as well. That's also connected to nothing. Here as well. Here as well. Connected to nothing. Here, as you can see, it's connected to something. That means we moved it out. Undo it. Then go to take the next bone. It's connected to nothing. Then the next one is connected to something. Undo. Let's click on the next one. It's connected to the eye. Undo. That's connected to nothing. Let's see what we have here. Connected to nothing. Connected to something. Undo it. Also undo. Also undo. Also undo. Same, connected to something. Same as well. Also connected to something. So also connected to something. Also connected to something as well. As well. Connected to nothing, I think. Yes. Then connected to nothing. Connected to nothing. Connected to something. Undo it. Connected to something. Undo. Undo. Connected to nothing. Connected to something. Connected to something. Connected to something. Also connected to something. Connected to nothing. Perfect. Connected to something. connected to something, connected to something, also connected to something, also connected to something. That's the I. So that's connected to nothing, connected to something, also connected to something, that as well. So we are nearly done. Yes, and what's that here? That's the mouth itself. Let's take a look. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's connected to nothing. That one here as well. And the last one, connect to something. Okay, that means we can select them here, every bone of them, and delete them here. What's with that bone, and that bone? Let's move them around. Connected to nothing, can be deleted. So open it up again. Upper body. So let's take a look. That's the head bone. We're done with that. Then that's the, what's that? That's a cape bone or something like that. I don't know, but it's connected to nothing. That means we deleted that one. Then what about that? That's connected to something, but that bone here is connected to nothing, can be deleted. So we need to take another look. We're not done with the upper body. So here is the right shoulder and the right arm. So let's move that one around. That's connected to something. That's also connected to something. Let's open it up here. So what we have here is connected to something. Then what we have here, that one isn't connected to something. What about that? That's connected to something. Do I move that around? Yes. Okay. Then open the next one up. That's not connected to something. That also not connected to something. Connected to the finger. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one. Okay. We should be done with that arm. That means we're gonna take them here. Delete the whole stuff like that. So, and what we do now is gonna select the other arm, that one, the other shoulder, going down, search for the bones connected to something. How about that? Yes, but there was a bone that was not connected to something. That one need to be deleted. Okay, so by clicking CTRL and left click, you can open up all at once, but we don't need that right now. I need to find the right arm. So that's the right arm right here. That's the right arm. Okay. Connected to something. That's the hand bone. So let's move that one around. Not connected to something. As well, not connected to something. Here as well. That one is not connected to something, but there is another one which is not connected to something. So that one is not connected to something. So, and that one is not connected to something. So was that everything. That should be the finger bone. That here as well. That is the finger bone. That is the finger bone. And the last finger bone. Okay, gonna delete that here. Gonna close everything. So that was the that was the upper body here. Let's get to the lower body. So what we have here is moving forward. Can get deleted. What's that? That's connected to one leg. That's also connected to one leg, but there is another bone that no one needs. That one can be deleted. Take both, delete them. So open up the one leg, next leg. That's a tailbone, I think, but we have no tail. That means we don't need it. In that case, another useless bone, and that one here is another useless bone. Okay, select them, delete them, open our lower body up again. Our model looks pretty fine right now, so move that away. Not useful. That's connected to something. We need that. How about that? Useless bone. And that's a useful bone. Okay. Take it, delete it, open it up again. So that's alright here. What we have here, useless bone and another useless bone. Okay, can we delete it? Foot bone, useless bone, useless bone, and wait, useful bone. Okay, that means get that deleted stuff. That's the underbody, I think. Yes, that was that leg. We are done with that leg. Open the next leg. So useless bone, useless bone, useful bone, and useful bone. Okay, open up that. What we have here, useless bone. Okay, open the next one up. That should be a useful bone. And that one, oh wait. So, sorry, that should be a useless bone as well. That's useful. And here we have a useless bone. We have another useless bone, and we should have a useful bone. Okay, take them, delete them. Okay, we're done with the bones right now. What we do now is, first of all, we need to delete here into our panel. There is the modify panel. Then you have here something called open sat or subdiv. We're gonna right click on it and delete that one. We only need the skin modifier. That's the modifier where the bones is connected to the mesh. And what we do now is going click on editable mesh. Then there's an error message. Don't care about that. Don't worry about that. Press do not show this message again. Hold yes, like that. That means we can jump from between the modifiers without any without any crash message or fail message. And then we go here to element. Then I'm always go to the wireframe mode that I can look through the model. I'm going to double click on the bones and hide them. Click again on my mesh here, go to editable mesh. It's already still connected, and what I'm doing now is click on the mesh that I want to split up. In that case, it's the hand. By selecting the mesh and drag, you can select the whole thing here. Then I'm going to detach, call it just object one. That doesn't matter. You can also call it into right hand, left hand, or something like that, but it doesn't matter. Then detach as well. Then we need to select that one here by going under the body and select everything. So like that. By holding Ctrl you can select more mesh. I'm sorry if I forgot to say that. Oh wait, that was wrong. I need that one and that one here. Yes, that looks good. So perfect. We selected everything, nearly everything. Is that cape? Yes, that's cape. Here cape as well. So, and what we're gonna do now is detach it as new geoset. Yes, we can hide it like that, and we're gonna select that leg, detach it, yes, and gonna select that leg, detach it, yes, as well. So we need to detach the hair and the face. That means we're gonna select the hair one by one. I'm going to select here, right click and take select. It's better than moving stuff around. So okay, that looks good here. At this side, just select every hair pieces. That's a piece from the eyebrow, by the way. And thus we selected everything. It seems like, but even if we don't select everything, detach it. Let's take a look. Hide it. Maybe we forgot about something. Let's go back to consistent color. Yeah, that little piece we forgot, but I show you. And that one here, that's not a problem. We're gonna select both, detach both then here as well, here, here, and here. So we're going to detach them as well, like that. And what we do now is gonna unhide that, click on the object itself, go to the editable mesh. Wait, sometimes 3ds Max lags in that case by the model, but don't worry, give it a sec and it will go further. Gonna take a while. So now, okay, and what you have to do now is click here on attach. We, as you can see, we selected the mesh that we forgot. Click on attach and click here on the last group you've made with the hair, and as you can see, it combined both, and we selected the hair at once. So then unhide, attach, enable and attach, and now we need to separate the face again. We're gonna change to wireframe mode. So gonna click on the face here, on that ear, and detach. Yes, hide it, and gonna select the rest and detach it. Okay, perfect. So we have everything. What we do now is gonna at the main group, we're gonna click on element again that we unselected. So now the skin modifier works again, because always when you select a thing here like vertex, edge, face, and polygon and element, and you apply animation to it, this group will just stay still until you gonna enable these things here. So you go to the skin modifier, copy that skin modifier, go from group to group, and wait, it lags again. That's, it never lagged before. It's only by that model. I don't know why. I even have some high poly models in 3ds Max, and it still didn't lag. So we have here, I you need to, I delete it and I show you, paste it, then go to the next one and paste it, next one paste, 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 and the last one and paste. Okay, so we're done with that. So what we do now is we going to select our rig, the bones, and then we go to max. Oh wait, we're going to first we're going to save as, go to downloads, go to our test model here, and save it as tpose, like that, tpose. So then we're going to import again, going to the animation itself, and we're searching right now for the attack animation. What was it? What I've used? Which attack was it? Just going to take that, and instead of add and update animation, we're going to update animation. To make sure you just have the settings like I have, you make them before. Make sure you're gonna select the attack animation. So it's in the right position, as you can see. So it's another animation that I will show you later when I exported the model, because I already have a test model from that, and it really take a while to export it later, but I will show you that after I'm done. Yeah, we talk about it later. Just make that you know that later, if I show you the MDX model, it didn't have the same attack animation. So we have here the attack animation, as you can see. We're going back to consistent color that you can enable edge faces. So what we do now is gonna select the whole rig again by double click on the main bone, come back, and we're going to animation, save animation, going to our model, our test model in that case, create a new animation folder, or you can save it anywhere you want, and save it as, click on, just call it attack, and make sure you're going to make segment on. And now you need to know the amount of frame that the animation has. Here, from 0 to 29, that means from 0 to, here it is 29, and make sure yes, in that case I need to replace it, but in your case you're just gonna save it and there is no message. And then we're going to import our next animation. We're searching for the stand animation, draft stand. I'm going to make just 2 animations in that video, and you can do the rest, because as you can see it has so many animations. So draft stand, double click on that, make sure everything is like my setting, and then going to OK. Now it imported the stand animation, as you can see. So we're going to double click, select all bones, going to animation, save animation, call it stand. Make sure you have segment on, then from frame 0 to 99, like that. Save motion, yes, I want to override it. And what I'm going to do now is open up our T-pose here. So we are back in our T-pose that we saved before. So, and what we do now is I'm going to select all bones. Then I'm going to go to frame 0, like that. Go here to set a key. Move forward to to frame 5, go to load animation, make sure I had the right animation folder, going to add the animation insert at frame 5, make sure it looks like that, load motion. So as you can see, it's still in the right direction, even if the animation pose was at the looked in the right at the right side, it will be here in the right direction. The animation look fine. What we do now is we selected still the whole mesh, going to the first frame, set a key manually, and let's take a look about where the animation ends at frame 33, and set there a key as well manually. So then you go to the here to graph editor, open up the dope sheet, and then you click here on objects like that, going to edit, go to node track, add a node track. As you can see here, you can now open it up here, they're called something nodes. Then you go here to add key and add a key at the start animation from the attack animation. That means that's our T-pose. Always the frame 0 has to be the T-pose, that the pose in MDLYS is still the T-pose in the vertex editor. Then we created the node with left click here. Then we're going to right click on the screen here, everywhere here, just right click, that you unselect the add key. You can also instead of right click, you can also select the button. No, that doesn't work. Just right click here. Then you're going to right click on the node you created. Then you call it attack, or however the animation called. Then it's going to it created that node with attack. Then you're going to hold shift, left click at the node, hold left click and drag it to the right like that. Oh, so like that. And you need to make sure that you don't have two nodes at the same place, because you can copy them and place them at the same place. And when you go now to Neodex and Neodex Extra Sequence Manager, there is no animation, because there are two nodes at the same point, or some nodes have the same name. Every node, or let's say every animation have two nodes, one for the start frame, one for the last frame, and they have the same name. But if there is a third or a third frame called at the same like these two frames for another animation, the animation isn't there for Neodex, or better say the sequence editor can't see the animation, and after import you miss this animation. That means make sure that you have only two nodes, one at the end and one at the beginning of the frame, like that here. And when you go to Neodex Sequence Manager, you can see there's a sequence called attack. So we've imported our first animation. Then we have make sure that we selected the wall rig. Again, then load animations, go to stand animation, go to 40, called yes. Now it import the stand animation like that. What we do now is going to change the time value from 30 to 130 in that case. That should be enough, yes. Then we're going to select the wall rig again, set a key at the start and at the end frame. We're doing that because sometimes the animation or animation didn't use all bones. That means the finger bone here, one of the finger bones have no key at the end or start frame. And when you're going to import more animation, it could be that the previous or the next animation affect this animation. That means the finger isn't anymore in place. It's just like looking like that, because other animation use the finger already. So we're going to make it back to its original position, and then we're going to our dope sheet again. Then we're going to select the animation, drag it and copy it to the start at the animation, the next one, call it stand right now, stand here, and at the end we're going to drag it again. So after you're importing too many animations or just many animations, this could be that the dope sheet is really laggy because of so many frames it has to be. Oh shit, I destroyed the dope sheet. Give me a sec, I need to open the dope sheet up again that it looked like original, because after you're going to click on the track view, the dope sheet will change and it looked different than before. Does it look different? Let's take a look. Nope, it's alright. Okay. After you're importing many animation, it could be that it's a bit laggy. To fix that, or better say to get didn't show that many bones, is to always select the pelvis bone. In that case, it's that bone here, that's the pelvis bone. Going to graph it to the dope sheet, and instead of showing all, you can just hide them, and the dope sheet isn't laggy anymore. That means you can move your nodes around. When you moved it around after import the animation, you're going to select all bones again and import the next animation. Make sure you always selected all bones by importing the animation. If you select one bone just, it will only import the animation for this bone, and everything else will be not imported. That's why you have to make sure you selected all. So we're gonna import all animations, we name them, and we make sure in sequence editor we seeing them as stand and tag. You can jump between these animations if you double click on the node on the sequence here, then it will jump to the timeline automatically. So, and what we have to do now is making the model itself a bit bigger by selecting all bones like that, going to scale, make sure you're in the middle and scale it up like that a bit more, like that. Then we go back to our T-pose to see if we move the model at the grid here, like that. So, because that's the ground also in Warcraft 3. So the animation looks good. And now we're going to have also the bone selected, all bones, and going to animation tool. Then apply add keys and ending keys, add start and ending keys, I'm sorry. And then we need to go down and make all bones linear, like that. Apply to selection. So, and the next what we have to do is we need to search for the pelvis bone, like that, because this bone is responsible for the movement from the body. These other bones, these from the hierarchy, that bone and that bones are just helpers. They don't have really we don't need them. That means for making sure that the model isn't flying around, um, then we need to unlink that pelvis bone. The pelvis bone is that one. That's the bone for the upper body, and that's the bone for the underbody. So, and before we're going to unlink that pelvis bone here, we need to make sure we are at frame 0 at the T pose. Then we're going here to unlink, and as you can see, nothing changed for us, but now we need to export the model, and going to here to Neonex, export Warcraft 3 model, use standard mode, standard mode is always the mode if you have named the animation. And the debug mode is if you don't like to name the animation but you want to export everything. I'm always using standard mode because I'm always giving my animation names, and then I'm going to enable merge similar mesh, fix normals and smooth groups, and then export it. So, call the name like test model 2, save it, and it start to export. Just it takes some time to export the model because or not say because I don't know why it takes so long in that case by the WoW models, by the World of Warcraft models, but um, it could take, depends on the computer, maybe between a half hour and an hour, maybe even longer if you have more animation inside. I think for these two animations I need around half hour to convert this model. Just let it run at the background, and after you're going to before you're exporting it, you need to apply the texture on it because there is right now no texture. That means we need to go to the texture here, test model like that. Yes, new folder. Then that's the text. I'm going to use that body here, and I don't know where's the hair. That's the hair animation. So we open up the material editor and move that inside. That didn't work. Okay, that one should work. Here that means we're going to apply the texture to the model itself. We need to unselect the hair like that. So that has the texture of the body, and here the hair texture. So we need to assign them texture, and then we're going to export it with that settings here. And after exporting the the PNG files or the textures, you need to convert them to BLP. I'm always using GIMP like that. Open up then GIMP, export as body TGA like that. Yes, change it, export like that. So we have here the export file. Then I'm going to open it up in Warcraft 3 viewer, open the TGA up, save it as BLP. Yes, BLP. Yes, now we have here the BLP. And the good thing is at Neodex you apply the texture as PNG, TGA, or any any file, any picture file you want here in 3ds Max, and it will automatically convert the model and the texture path for you. That means in Neodex and in 3ds Max we used JPEG, but when we open up the model we need to have the BLP file with the same name because it changed the texture path automatically from PNG to BLP. So I converted the model and I forgot to apply the hair texture, and after you're converting it, it will look like that, but just with the right texture at the hair. I didn't apply it. And then as you can see in Sequence Manager, the attack animation is good. Of course, maybe you need to fix some things like here this vertex connection is need to be fixed, but that's the smallest problem, and here at the knee need to be fixed as well, but the animations are good. As you can see, everything works perfectly and fine, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And if you have any question, you can always personal message me at Discord. and see you soon for the next tutorial. Bye!